EmployEZ is a mobile app that connects potential young adults to a job that fits their skills and schedules. So, are you ready? Let's go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Neha.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Emmy.
And I'm Ava. And unfortunately, one of our team members, Lincoln, couldn't be here tonight.
And we are EmployEZ, bridging the gap between students seeking part-time employment and businesses looking to hire. Today, 49% of 16 to 24-year-olds are looking for a part-time job. Whether it's pressure from parents or they need gas money, these students really struggle to find part-time jobs that fit their needs. On the other hand, restaurant and retail businesses have a 66% turnover rate. This means that they hire and they fire frequently. This leaves them with a need for a constant stream of employees. Today, businesses use the Help Wanted sign to help them get employees. This has three main problems with it. One, it doesn't guarantee employees. Two, it doesn't give teenagers enough info. When they look at this sign, they don't know the hourly wage, and they don't know if it fits with their schedule. Three, it has a limited reach. Teenagers are all busy staring at their smartphones to even look at this sign. In the time that it takes a business to recruit, hire, and train an employee, they can lose up to $1,000. And on top of that, 44% of employees quit within 6 months of getting hired.
To solve these issues, we present EmployEZ, an easy-to-use mobile app that acts as a platform for both students and the part-time jobs looking to hire them. Students will be able to circle the area they want to work in, and then they'll be able to look up the hourly wage and scheduling requirements necessary. They can send in their application, and they will be able to star their favorites to come back to and compare with later. For businesses, they will sign up and create a profile that allows them to appear in our database. They can then fill out a form for each job listing that discloses basic information about all those requirements, and then we can send them filtered applications that match their criteria best. They can then schedule interviews with those potential candidates, and if it's a successful hire, then they pay us a one-time success fee per employee. So how do businesses benefit? One, we're saving them time and money. Two, we are catering to their high turnover market and providing them with a large pool of potential employees. To validate this need, we really wanted to talk to some of the managers in the Westlake area, kind of explain to them what our process is going to look like. We got several quotes describing how thrilled they were going to be if the app was already running, and which really helped us confirm that the hiring process really is problematic for these managers. Assuming that most managers share in these struggles, we have the potential to service a huge total addressable market of 90,000 restaurant and retail businesses just in the Austin area. To reach these students looking for jobs, we plan to focus mostly on social media ads because they have a high click rate and they target our demographic. We also plan to start spreading the word through school administration. If we can get counselors to start recommending our app to students and joining at co-ops on college campuses, that can really help us expand. For businesses, however, we've been focusing on direct sales strategies so we can personally explain to them what our app can do.
When you take a look at our competitive landscape, there are 4 huge names that come to mind: Indeed, LinkedIn, Monster, and Craigslist. These are some of the biggest companies in the entire world, and they're dominating the job search community. So we looked on Indeed on their website, and we looked up part-time jobs in the Austin area. And what we found was pretty interesting and confusing. All of the jobs that popped up on here were jobs such as a registered nurse and a night stalker for HEB. They're jobs that us as students don't have the time to do and we're not able to do with our busy schedules. So we took everything that our competitors lacked and everything that they have, and we put them into one app. Our app is going to specifically talk about part-time jobs. It's going to be compatible on all mobile devices. It's going to be free to the students using the app, and it's going to specifically target teenagers and college students, which none of our competitors are doing right now.
So how does EmployEZ make money? Well, first, we'll charge a business $14.99 per month just to show up on our database. And then we will charge them $24.99 per employee, meaning that every single employee that they get through using our app, they will pay us $24.99. Our startup costs include accounting, advertising, legal fees, a website upgrade, marketing, and many other things. But we included legal fees in this because we feel like businesses need to be held liable when they use our app. We don't want any sort of fraud. EmployEZ is asking for $25,000, and this is to start us up. We want to be able to expand later on into Dallas and Houston, but right now we just want to stay in the Austin area. Our annual growth projection, or our revenue, it started off in the first year with just 24 businesses. This means that we took these 24 businesses, we assumed that they hired 3 employees a month. And this is actually a very low-ball estimate because some of these businesses hired 3 to 10 employees a month. And then we grew by 18% every single month, and then soon enough we were able to grow exponentially because we could expand to cities like Dallas and Houston, reaching a projected revenue of almost $5 million in year 5. We have 2 possible exit strategies. One is to sell to Indeed if we reach our year 5 projected revenue. This is because Indeed is an Austin-based company, and on top of that, we feel like we can add a demographic to them that they don't have. Our second exit strategy is if we go past our year 5 growth, that we want to pitch to an investor or a venture capitalist.
For our minimum viable product, we had 4 main goals. 1, to build a website. 2, to gather as many potential employees as possible. 3, to gather as many businesses as possible. And 4, to match these businesses and employees that best fit their schedule. This is our website. As you can see, it's very easy to navigate. It's very clear where you should go if you're a business looking to hire or if you're an employee looking for a job. For the employee side of our minimum viable product, we just went to our lunchroom and we asked some students if they would be willing to let us find them jobs, and we received over 50 responses. In the following week, we got over 30 responses just by word of mouth. These are a couple of quotes from some students that have participated in our minimum viable product. As you can tell, they're really excited about it. They love the idea. They were talking about how much time is going to save them, and they really love that they'd be able to compare their job options. These are the 8 established businesses that agreed to be part of our minimum viable product. We went directly to each one of these businesses, and we asked them if they would be willing to let us send them employees for free of charge. We also pitched them our idea, and we asked them if they'd be willing to pay our service fee, and they were totally on board with it. One business was so excited about it that they agreed to sponsor us. So a couple weeks ago, April 25th, they gave us 15% of their revenue earned from 5 to 8. So we came in there, we set up a stand, we talked to all the students that came in, and we asked them, and we directed them to our website.
So why EmployEZ? We are an easy-to-use mobile app. We have a large total addressable market. We provide direct access to applications for employment, but most importantly, we are a targeted demographic focus. We are students for students. Thank you for your time. Any questions? Questions?
So well done.
Thank you.
I really understand this problem. I have a question though, as you were fleshing out this from a perspective of the student, it becomes very real, very palpable. But when you think about the businesses, this is a very real problem. They have turnover costs. This is all very important. But have you profiled who those early adopters might be? In other words, I think many of the companies you've gone to are those companies, as we always do, that we have a relationship with or they're close by. But who do you think the types of companies are when you talked about direct sales?
Yeah.
Who would actually be wanting to and more willing to actually do something with a student-run, small, young startup?
For sure. So basically what we think is the part-time jobs employing these students are mostly restaurant, retail, because they're low-income jobs and low experience. So that is going to be kind of who we're focusing is restaurant and retail, because we know that like they are looking for students to fill those jobs. Like we talked to the manager at Amy's, and she loves like happy, involved college kids flipping ice cream. That's what they love. And so I think our early adopters are mostly going to be kind of in that industry. Eventually, we kind of plan to expand out to getting more like internship kind of jobs for students, because that's also something that we need getting into college as well.
Can you tell me how many businesses that you need to sign up? You said you're doing $15 a month, $25 per employee they hire. I got that. How many do you need to run this at break even?
Of course, like our startup costs are more than what we're going to make in year one, but I mean that's completely normal for a startup. I predicted that we'd break even around like right before year 2 projected revenue.
With how many? I think, because I know she did the numbers. I think part of
Yeah.
it, I think she said we started with 24 businesses in the first month. Right now we have 8, so we feel like staying even just the Westlake area, it's really easy to get those businesses. If we started with 24, then getting to the 10,000 would be
To break even, yeah.
would be about 150 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you. And the $15 a month, $25 per person, if it costs companies $1,000 to find employees, I don't know where you got that number, but you showed it, then another question to maybe have you think about is, are you charging enough?
Well, I got those numbers from, so if it costs a company about $1,000 per employee just for like the time that they, like the amount of money that they lose over that period of time, and they hire about, like I said, 3 employees a month. Well, if you do the math, if a company is going to hire 3 employees, they're going to 3 times about $25 and then $14.99 a month, they're going to be a little bit less than $3,000. And so what we want to be a cheaper option for them overall. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, Indeed does pay per click. Yeah. And we feel like that can get really, really pricey really, really quick. We want like just straight prices. We don't want like any uncertainties. So just if you were to click on one of their ads, the business would be paying money. Mm-hmm. With just us, you would sign up and you would get employees.
Yeah. For the pay-per-click system she's talking about, Indeed does it where if someone just looks at the application without actually filling it out, they pay money for it. And so basically, we structured it this way because we think that they're paying individually for each employee. They're not paying for results they're not guaranteed. And that's something that we thought was really important, and we talked to the businesses about. It's something that they struggle with is they're paying money, they're trying to recruit these people, putting out the signs, and it's not really effective or efficient.
Also, to decide on these prices, during our solution interviews that we conducted with the businesses, we asked them what they'd be willing to pay, and they were actually a lot higher than what we have on our slide. They were talking about like $60 to $90 per employee.
Great, thank you very much. Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, super job, great job. So have you given any thought to, it would never happen in the Westlake community, but there could be some places where you found employees that were not good employees. Any sort of feedback mechanism so that essentially people are building their brand as good employees, but employers are able to avoid employees that might not be as reliable?
Mm-hmm. I think part of the features that we're going to put on our app is like when you sign up as a student, you do create your own profile as well as businesses. So we'll be able to like put your resume on there so that it's more of common in between. So you fill out one application, one form on our app that applies to all of them. I think part of it is we talked to our mentor, there is a legal implication. A manager is not allowed to comment on the performance of their employees publicly, and that's something that we can't share, like, hey, this person didn't show up on time or something like that. We can't disclose that in our app. So that's something that we know is a struggle, but we will be able to send in their resumes.
Yes, also we are not liable for any employees that perform badly. Like we promise like an application process, we promise an app, and we promise a possible interview. But past that, whatever they do is on them, for sure.
Okay, everyone. Any other questions? Judges? Ladies and gentlemen, EmployEZ. Well done. Well done.